Hi, everybody. Welcome into a Tuesday edition of the Computer America Show. Hopefully, all of you had a wonderful Labor Day holiday. We've got COMPUTAN here talking about digital marketing and things about Google you may not know about. And, of course, Hour 2, Computer and Technology News, brought to you by Slimware Utilities. So we're going to start in about 30 seconds. Sit back, relax, enjoy this show. We'll be starting momentarily.
What he said.
Yeah.
Ever since we had Dick DiBartolo on, I keep thinking about it. The more I want those anti-glare reflective
will go
glasses.
live in 5 seconds.
All right.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live. It's America's longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America. Hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello, and welcome into the Computer America Show. It's the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. Computer America is heard around the world and coast to coast. And I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And hopefully all of you had a wonderful Labor Day holiday. Welcome back. It's Tuesday here on the Computer America Show. Ben, did you do anything fun?
Oh, define fun.
Define fun. Well, having a good time.
I mean, you know, as everyone may or may not know, I am going back to school, so I spent that entire free day studying.
Oh.
And I passed the exam that I was studying for, so that's good.
You
And
did. Yeah, you passed the exam.
yeah, I know. But other than that, you know, just hung around the house. Nothing. You know, I take it back.
Well,
We did have a cookout. We did cook some meat. So
okay. And
hopefully everyone else there did that as well. What'd you do?
I count both dogs, so obviously there's
We did not cook the dogs. That's a very, very good point to make.
Yeah, no hot dogs.
So what'd you make, Greg?
What did we do? Well, unfortunately, your mom went to see the doctor a few days ago, and evidently one of the nurse's assistants was sick, and she caught it. So, you know, so basically we spent most of the Labor Day weekend with her hacking and wheezing and coughing.
As many people know, the dangerous thing about a hospital isn't the surgery, isn't the medication, isn't anything. It's the chance of infection by staying there too long.
Well, yeah, but this was just going to the doctor, and the doctor makes the patients, if they have a cough, it says a big sign says, "Please wear, a mask." Well, she's there coughing and taking her blood pressure, and she didn't wear a mask, and of course, we know she got it from her because she didn't go anywhere else. She came home and then got sick. So, and like 2 days afterwards, she got sick, and she was home both those days. So,
jeez,
yeah, kind of
fun weekend.
Yeah, although we did see The Hobbit, The Decimation of Smaug. We went and we saw that on HBO. It premiered Saturday because we were one behind. We saw the first one, but we didn't see the second one, and so we watched that together. And of course, the third one comes out December. It's one a year, and so I think we'll go to the movie theater to see the final episode. Have you seen any of the Hobbit movies?
I have not. I think I'm gonna wait for the trilogy box set and all the Blu-ray and the extras and the.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. But it was very entertaining. The dragon didn't in the first one didn't talk, but in the second episode he speaks. So it was kind of interesting.
Did he sound like a dragon?
Well, I don't know what a dragon sounds like, so how should I know that?
Barney, I think, is a pretty good close approximation to one.
Barney? I don't know.
Yeah,
he's
a dinosaur.
Yeah, he's not a dragon though.
Okay.
You can't really compare Barney to a
Smaug?
dragon. Yeah, Smaug is really evil. He's really, really bad.
Okay, so you're saying that Barney is the polar opposite to Smaug.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Just as long as we nailed that one down.
He's friendly and warm and fuzzy, and you like to give him a hug, and but Smaug is really bad. This is, especially when he can speak, you can really hear how evil he is. And
good to know.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. I liked it. We saw it on a regular high definition TV, so we didn't see all the the makeup and things that they say if you go see the high frame rate in the movie theater. But I probably will
Oh,
go.
that just sounds like that just sounds like a selling point. It doesn't sound like a must go, must see feature.
No, but I think the last one I might go actually see that with it because I have not experienced the high frame rate, so I will probably go. By that time, we'll probably be back in Florida, and we'll probably go to the IMAX or something and see it in the full frame rate. So that's what we plan to do. Well, at least that's the intention so far. Anyway, we got a great show planned for you too. In hour 2, we're going to do computer and technology news, brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. And let's see. Oh, in the first hour, we're going to be talking about digital marketing. That's right. And also, we're going to be talking to an expert in digital marketing. And also, we're going to be talking about some of the things with Google, things you might not know that you can do, like find out somebody's bacon number. What is that? Okay. Well,
Sounds delicious.
Yes, it sounds delicious, but it's really nothing you can eat. But we're going to talk about some of the hidden features of Google. That should be a lot of fun in the first hour as well. Of course, we had our Friday show reminder winner. If you got your weekly show reminder yesterday, you'll know that Michael Buckles won the Logitech wireless rechargeable touchpad valued at $70. And we've got the contest running now. We'll talk a little bit about our contest a little later on in the show. Let's see, what else? The new website design continues to move forward. We really enjoy it. Hopefully that you're all enjoying our new website at computeramerica.com. It's not new. It's been redone, refurbished. We refurbished it 2 years ago. We brought it to Wix, and we did the first one, and then it kind of degraded over the 2 years. And
it kind of broke down. I think it reached its half-life.
Yeah, well, so whatever, and it needed a refresh, so we have the refresh up now, and hopefully you're enjoying that. And at ComputerAmerica.com, we still have some other fixes to do, but for the most part, it's up and running now, and it's pretty much as we like it. Anything else you want to mention before we get? Oh, actually, let's give out the phone numbers to call, because if you have a comment or question for our guests, we certainly love to hear from you. You can pick up the phone and call us at 347-884-8881. That's 347-884-8881. I'll get you on and get you through. Email is live, L-I-V-E, at computeramerica.com. You can also join us in our live, interactive IRC chat room. Right from our homepage, there's a button there. It says Interact with the Show, Live Video and Chat. Just click on that, and you'll be moved to our chat room and live video page. You'll see Connect to Freenode IRC. It's right there. Just put a nickname in. That's the name you'll be known by when you go into the chat room. You have to copy the caption number or word. It's a security thing. Then click the Connect button, and your browser will move you right into the Computer America chat room. You can use things like HexChat and Chatzilla. Those are plugins for your browser. It'll actually format the chat room a little more nicely, but you don't have to. You can just use your web browser if you like. And also sharing that same page is our live Computer America video streaming page. That's brought to you by Otherworld Computing, quality products, expert support since 1988. Celebrating its 25th anniversary, please visit them at www.macsales.com. In the second hour, got some news regarding macsales.com and some special things that they just launched, and we'll talk about that in the second hour of tonight's show. Very interesting stuff. So anything else, or we'll just get started? Okay.
I think we should just get started.
All right. Well, our guest tonight is from COMPUTAN. Now, COMPUTAN, you would think, a computer tan, you get a nice tan from your computer watching but no, that's not what that is. COMPUTAN manages mobile apps, software, websites, marketing plans, and e-commerce sites for thousands of businesses throughout the globe. And while our guest tonight is here to talk about Google and many of the little-known features to which you can have access, his area of expertise really is actually in digital marketing. And with us, he'll be discussing what sort of things you can do to grow your business using today's digital technologies, such as how to use the power of Google. Sajil Qureshi is the Vice President of Operations at COMPUTAN. Sajil, welcome to Computer America. How are you, sir?
I'm well, Craig. How are you?
We're doing fine. So let's talk your specialty is in digital marketing. Tell us a little bit about COMPUTAN and what you actually mean by digital marketing. I kind of introduced it, but why don't you're the expert, why don't you explain that to us?
Well, digital marketing is marketing done using the web. So it could be a website, it could be things you do in social media, things you do in search, and anything else you might do, and with any connected web device. So it could be a mobile phone, which is obviously connected to the internet. It could be your laptops, tablets, any sort of marketing you do through the web and technology.
So it's a lot more complicated than just putting up a website and say, hey, buy this.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
It
is.
A little more complex, a little more subtle. I mean, what are some of the digital marketing techniques that you offer to your clients?
Well, we've become their back-end digital marketing department. So every customer is different because every business is different. The way you market a chain of car dealerships and their products and services online to their customers is very different than, say, how you market the world's largest database of pedigreed cats and getting people to register cats online. They're two very different, different endeavors that you have to solve, some different problems you have to solve, but they all fall under the umbrella of digital marketing. So how we approach the problem, how we solve the problem is different. Just like marketing for those two businesses would be very, very different. Just like marketing for McDonald's and marketing for Toyota, are two very different activities just depending on who you're trying to reach. But the questions are the same, right? What do you want from your web marketing? What do you want people to do when they come to your website, when they go to your mobile app, when they're on your apps of any kind, when they're booking hotels or whatever, and tracking those conversions, tracking those marketing activities.
So do all the companies that approach you or COMPUTAN really they have something to sell? Is that a fair assessment? They're trying to sell something?
Well, yes. I mean, pretty much everybody on the web is looking for they have a presence online for people to do something. So even if you're a non-for-profit, you might still need, say, donations, or if you're a hair salon, you might need just reservations to your salon. Or if you're a car dealership, you might want people to book a test drive. But you're really trying to get people to do something. You're your target audience to do something, act in some way, which is what marketing is all about. Well, it doesn't matter if it's a website or a mobile app that tells you.
Well, we're on our website. We don't really sell anything. We just want people to listen to our show. So I guess maybe we want people to listen to our show.
So that's your call to action, and you're trying to get people to listen, right? So you could promote that, say, with a Google ad campaign. You can post your listen link on Twitter, which I saw you guys have done. You could do it on Facebook. You can maybe do a YouTube video about a preview about the show. Those are all digital marketing tactics that you get for people to transact and listen live.
So typically, can you who are some of your customers at COMPUTAN? Who are some of your clients? I say.
Well, I mean, like I said, they range from the smallest startup organizations, like there's a restaurant that we work with, which is just like a family-owned restaurant up in Niagara. There are some organizations like the University of Michigan who task us with particular things that they want us to do. So I mean, it's all shapes, all sizes. You can imagine between the mom and pop restaurant all the way up to one of the largest academic institutions in America. I mean, they all have us do different things for different purposes. Well,
I see you have an impressive list of clients at COMPUTAN.com. That's your website, correct? And I see,
yes.
Like you have Sheraton Hotels. I assume they want to sell hotel rooms. Johnson & Johnson, of course,
exactly.
they have many different consumer products, that are
exactly.
and or Days In or Travel. So you have a wide variety of people who are coming to you who say, help us have a bigger presence online, or use.
Well, it's a wide variety of things. So for somebody like Johnson & Johnson, they don't necessarily leverage us, a relatively low level guy to market and promote, say, their consumer packaged goods, like say Tylenol is a subsidiary of Johnson & Johnson. They don't tell us, hey, go sell us some more Tylenol online, and they don't tell us to do that. They probably have someone else that they pay to do that. What they have us do, though, is they say, look, we have webcasts, for example, shareholder webcasts. And we need an app so people can register for those webcasts. We can see where they're coming from, and then see kind of how how they interact with the webcast. Do they click on different links in the PowerPoint presentations? Do they listen the entire time? When are they more engaged and when they're not more engaged? And then when the webcast is done, we need COMPUTAN to report back to us, what worked, what didn't work, what should we do better for next time.
Okay, so for example, with Johnson & Johnson, matter of fact, I see here you actually develop apps for Johnson & Johnson. These are I assume for smartphone type apps, which allows you described allows them to view these different events that you mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. So, for example, when they do like their shareholder calls from their New Jersey headquarters to thousands of people all around the world, they want to make sure people can access that web call from any device, any location. They don't necessarily have to be at a traditional desktop machine. They can be on a tablet, an iPhone, web app, website, and they can interact with it in many different ways. And then we have to build the back-end technology stack for them to kind of measure the effectiveness of the webcast, make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, and then tracking engagement. So we can report back to their design teams about how to lay out these webcasts going forward, what they can use from the current webcast to make the future ones better.
So they're more interested in that rather than doing an app for how many Q-tips they're selling or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot more, it's a lot more of a macro case with them. Now, for example, for our car dealerships, it's a lot more the traditional digital marketing stuff where they say, look, we have 35 different car dealerships in our dealership group, and we need to be pushing, our specials out online. We need people to know that we're selling, these cars at a cheaper rate than anybody else. We want people to come in and book test drives, and we want to track those conversions, as they call them.
All right. So you primarily do these apps, or do you actually do what are some of the other efforts that you do for digital marketing? Do you use the power of Google to help them? How do you use Google for?
Absolutely.
Give us an example.
Absolutely. So Google is the ultimate digital platform, right? I mean, for example, if we're talking about car dealerships, car dealerships have a lot of promos that they run. Some could be about changing tires. Some could be about just promos that the manufacturer gives to them. Say, for example, they're giving 2% financing on cars this month. If they're a Hyundai store, let's say, then the Hyundai store has to say, look, we need to put this on our website for one, and also make sure people looking for Hyundai cars see this content that we have up there, see this ad, see this offer that we have. So that means going to Google, buying the ads, buying the traffic from in-market buyers, and showing it to showing that offer to those people who are looking for offers. Because as you know, everybody goes online looking for products, services of any kind, from cars to haircuts to new restaurants to try tonight, everything.
Well, yeah. Now, of course, with a car dealership, they're actually talking about page ranking. Obviously, if I type in Hyundai, well, I want my dealership to come up, on the first page or something. And what I've learned from that is that you really can't control that. You can't pay somebody to say, oh, I'm going to get you better ranking.
No.
That's you can't.
No, but what we do is very different than that.
Okay, because
that's like a typical SEO sort of science, right? With the keyword optimization, all that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah,
that's a very long-term process. What we do is a short-term process. It's more about for the car dealership, it's buying the traffic. So what they say is, look, we'll buy ads from Google. We'll show our ads on websites that have car-related content on them, or we'll show them on websites where people have already been looking for cars. So, for example, if I went to a car dealer in Florida or Miami's website, I was looking for different types of cars. Then I would say go to the ComputerAmerica.com website, and I noticed there's some ads there. Those are Google ads. So, obviously, I will be seeing ads that are relevant to my browsing behavior. So they'll be about the cars that I was looking for. They won't necessarily be about basketball, something like that, where somebody else, when they go to your same website, they'll see ads tailored to basketball because of your browsing habits. Google knows all that, and they track all that, and then based on that, they provide targeted ad content to you. And that's kind of one of the key things that we do online for these car dealerships.
Yeah, unless you're using a VPN or something. But other than that, Google kind of knows where you are, your location.
That's I think where people kind of get scared about I don't want to say the cloud. That's where people get scared about big data and these websites kind of monitoring you, and they see it as not only are they monitoring you, they're monitoring everything that you do, which I guess in some sense is probably
Absolutely.
true.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and the trade-off is as follows, right? You get to use the Google applications for free, which are, the Google Search, the Gmail, the Google Drive, the Google Docs. People look at those apps, they use those apps and say, wow, these are great, let's use them. But of course, the price of using those is that, you have to set up with a Google account. And when you do that, Google now is tracking your moves on the web, what sites you go to, what kind of topics you're interested in. They're getting a profile about you, and then they're using that profile to show ads from their advertising buyers to use. Kind of like free network television, right? If I'm watching the U.S. Open, which I was on Saturday on CBS, they know, well, okay, tennis people have a certain amount of income levels, they live in certain areas, they're interested in certain complementary products. So it's no coincidence that those advertisements are shown during a tennis match, during commercials. Same idea.
Yeah, except with TV, they can't track you like they can on the internet.
Yeah. yes. That is a definite difference. You're right.
Yeah. So, all right. So a lot of people will look at that as not a good thing. Although I have to say that sometimes some things will pop up on Google, or I'll see something that actually interests me. So I'm kind of glad that otherwise, if they had not brought it to my attention, I might have missed that. So I guess there's two sides of the
right.
coin. There's a.
It is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It's a total double-edged sword there, Craig. And you're absolutely right. Some people are absolutely terrified when they find out about this stuff, and some people say, you know what, bring it on. I'd rather see ads for, say, technology if I'm on ComputerAmerica.com and I'm a tech guy. And I would rather see about Barbie dolls, because I don't care about that stuff.
Exactly. So it is. And digital marketing really is the ultimate in what they used to call targeted marketing. And you really focus in on the things and products and services that people want to see, rather than just doing a blanket. And hopefully we're hit and miss. We're going to.
Which I guess is what television is right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you see ads,
exactly.
Yeah, when you see ads on a particular show, and I'm watching a particular, I don't know, CSI show, I might see ads that are, there's a certain demographic that watches a particular type of show, and so they're going to market the products that they think fit, and pretty much it's a keep your fingers crossed. There's really no way of knowing, but with computers, and of course, the tracking goes way beyond that, and they can really focus in as to what interests you, and can give you relevant ads. And I guess that's all part of.
So here's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So here's another example, Craig. You guys are familiar with Hulu, correct? The
yes.
big TV streaming service.
Sure.
Okay, so Hulu is kind of like Netflix, but they show commercials. And with those commercials you see, they're also targeted based on your browsing behavior. So if you, for example, if they know that I've gone to, say, a Microsoft website and I was checking out the Surface Pro 3, I could be watching, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood with my son, who's 3, and I'll be seeing ads for the Microsoft Surface Pro. And you'd be thinking, why on earth would they be marketing an enterprise-level tablet device, during a children's show? Shouldn't they be marketing, Ninja Turtles or something like that? They'll say, no, because I'm the account holder on the Hulu account, and they know my browsing behavior. Okay, I was at the Microsoft website before, and based on that, they're going to show me tablet devices, particularly from Microsoft.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense, and that's the day and age, and it's good for guys like yourself who are into this digital marketing. People need to know, and they how to do this stuff, and they need the expertise, and obviously you provide them. Now, how do you get paid? How does that work? I mean, they hire you. Is it on a per job basis? I mean, do you have particular plans? I mean, how does CompuTan approach its clients?
Well, we act as an extension of their business. So, it's the marketing department or the owner of the business says, look, instead of hiring a marketing person to do all this stuff or multiple vendors, you basically hire CompuTan, our team, for X number of hours per month. Their plans can be as low as 20 hours a month and as high as 260 hours a month. And then we have a team of 55. We have a team of 55 engineers in-house. Some of them are SEO guys. Some of them are Google guys. Some of them are good at e-commerce, some are digital strategy people, some are app developers. We have a whole buffet of different people in-house, and basically whatever you need done, you tell us. You say, look, I need a website built today or this month. I need a Twitter campaign done this for the next week. I need you to build me some YouTube animated video because we have motion designers in-house. And then they just kind of can task us with the work and we can do it. Or we can become more high level. We say, they tell us, look, here's my problem. I need to have more women eating steaks on my steakhouse. So how can we do that online? And then we will present them some different kinds of solutions about how to attract women in a certain demographic and all those sorts of things. Maybe create a couple of websites or landing pages or content pieces that speak to women and why they should be eating steak. That sort of stuff.
Okay. You wouldn't think of it that way, but I guess it makes sense.
It's cheaper than an intern. It's a very good program. Cheaper than an intern. Our hourly is like $28 an hour. So you can't pay a marketing person to do all those things. I mean, it's also you pay to the it's going to cost you anywhere from a couple $100 to a couple $1,000 a month, but still cheaper than hiring a full-time person.
Well, they're not only hiring a person; you're hiring a company. It's a group of people who have expertise in all different areas. So I assume they can come up with a marketing plan that's a little bit of everything. I would think someone like COMPUTAN, rather than just hiring an individual.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Now, so if you're a steakhouse and you want to have more women eating steak coming in, how do you approach a problem like that? What would you do to get more women to come in to eat steak? Or is that just off the top of your head?
Well, I mean, tell them. Tell them the old adage, right? The key to a man's heart is through his stomach. You tell them. No, I mean, so something like that, for example, if a woman says, I need more women eating steak, then what we have to do, obviously, is work with the steakhouse and ask them, okay, what are some promos maybe you can run for, to attract women in? What kind of, can you buy any target marketing? Can you buy any ads? All those sorts of things. If they say no, then what we have to do is come up with content, right? We have to say, okay, well, can we run a piece like this that maybe talks to women and how it's maybe it's a healthy alternative to, say, eating processed food, another time, or red meat that maybe is not done at a steakhouse, maybe it's done somewhere else, and then taking that content piece, pushing it to their existing channels, so like their Facebook page or Twitter page or YouTube pages or whatever. And if they get any traction, great. And if they don't, then we just have to keep telling other people about that content in a different way. So maybe trying to reach them with an ad or
maybe a special,
or maybe a sponsored link of some sort,
or a special offer. If a woman comes in, she gets free Cosmopolitan or something like that. Drink.
Yeah, exactly. General traditional. Those are offline tactics, right? How to bring, say, kids how to bring families to a hotel. You tell them kids stay free.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Those are like general business offline tactics that most business owners know. We just take those tactics and really digitize them a little bit, and then by creating the content to make those things happen. Most of the time, the businesses know what they want to do online. They just don't know where to start about getting it done. They're very good at architecting a plan, but they don't really have the manpower to build it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand, and that's where COMPUTAN comes in, such as yourself.
And that's where COMPUTAN comes in.
Yeah.
Yes.
And obviously you're realizing success. You have a very impressive list of clients, and to do that. So.
Well, thanks.
And if our listeners, if you work for a big company, or you're looking to, I mean, does it have to be a big company? Can digital marketing be, how about a little mom and pop operation? I mean, you work with any company, don't you? Or do you only work with big companies?
Yeah, we work with most of our customers are small business customers. They're not these huge enterprises. I mean, those look nice on the website, obviously, but businesses, businesses that maybe are just mom and pops. For example, there's a company that does skincare. They had a day spa, and they had all this inventory of skincare products, and they asked, look, can you sell this online in any way? So we said, yeah, of course we can. We can make a shopping cart website for you and start promoting these products and the prices you can get them at. And so they started selling most of the products online. After a couple of months, they were selling more online than in the store. And those guys are not, it's a husband and wife team. They have one spa based out of Dallas, and now they just love selling skincare, and they're a good customer of ours. We love them all, big and small, doesn't matter.
Wow. Well, it sounds certainly like something to explore. Again, you can see if you go to our website at computeramerica.com, just click on our show notes button. It's right there on the home page. You can see that shows you today's show, who's going to be on the show, what the topic is, and if you look at September 2nd, 2014, you'll see COMPUTAN there. We actually have a link to their website, so you can see the website for yourself, and that stays up for forever. We're going to take a break, Sajil, and but when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about some of these hidden, not necessarily hidden, but maybe unknown Google functions and features that often surprise Internet users. When they learn from it. Like, for example, did you know you can find your favorite actor's bacon number? We don't know what a bacon number is. We don't. Well, we'll talk about that. What, Ben?
No, I'm just saying, bacon number is crucially important. I'm assuming it has to do with that whole, 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, 4 degrees of Kevin Bacon, whatever that old game was.
Bacon. I love bacon. Or you can find out what time it is, or the temperature in the Bahamas. I mean, there are all kinds of things. What's the score? If your flight is late or not. This is all stuff you can do from Google, just right from the search field. It's right there. We're going to talk about that and more. This is the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, the Boost Radio Network, and the IRN Radio Network. Stay with us.
Hey everyone, have you heard about the No Hair Removal device that's sweeping the globe? If you want to go weeks without shaving and get smooth, professional quality results, here's our favorite host, Cheryl, for No Hair Removal.
Thanks. Hey gals, I love talking about my No. It's this cute little hair removal system that you can take with you and use almost anywhere at home or on the road. No more expensive in-office treatments, painful waxing, and no more wasting your valuable time. Got unwanted facial hair? No has patented thermocon technology that works on all hair and skin colors, so it's perfect for using on all body parts. And now you can take advantage of this incredible risk-free trial. Get the No, the facial kit, a travel case, and a $100 discount shopping card, and you don't risk a penny to try it. Try the incredible No hair completely risk-free. Call 1-800-953-5415. That's 800-953-5415. 800-953-5415.
Bye. Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission is to protect and enhance the lives of companion animals and the people who love them. Their no-kill rescue shelter is open year-round, making it easy for people to adopt their best new friend. This year, Brother Wolf will find homes for over 2,400 orphan dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens. All have ended up as an orphan through no fault of their own. Brother Wolf has created a safe, nurturing environment where these special animals can heal emotionally and physically until they find a lifelong home. Their life-saving transport program brings dogs and puppies from overcrowded shelters in the south to rescues in the north where homes are easier to find. Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is a 501c3 organization. To learn more about their life-saving work and to make a donation, visit their website at www.bwar.org. That's www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
And now, a brand new News Tips Bulletin Review.
Howdy do. This is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America, this time of play bulb. Now, sometimes there's something that screws into a bulb socket where lumens aren't the only measure of how bright a product is, or a product maker. We got in play bulb. It's an E26, E27 socket, means a little bigger than the 60-watt things you're used to. Warm white LED bulb, 215 lumens, not super bright, but not bad. That's also a 3-watt amplified speaker and a Bluetooth 4 link to either an iOS or Android app.
No way.
The app can let you simply pipe music through the bulb and turn the light on and off or dim it. But there's an invitation to a new routine just one screen over. You can set wake up, energy saver, sleep, and night modes. This is also an interesting approach to zero footprint dinner music in almost any dining room with socketed bulbs. Bottom line, play bulb Bluetooth smart LED speaker bulbs can help you control you and the night and the music. This is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. 33 minutes past the hour. Marty Winston really stepped up his game on that one.
Yeah, it's a lot for a light bulb. My gosh.
Speakers and a light bulb. We are in the future.
Yes, we are.
Like that is the future. It's light bulbs are not only for light anymore; they're for sound.
For sound, and they Bluetooth too. You don't have to wire them in. You know, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We got another news tip bulletin, a brand new one coming up in the second hour too. He does 2 of them per show right now.
Yep. So look forward to that in the second hour, bottom of the hour, what have you. But yeah, you know, we have COMPUTAN here with us, and Sajil is talking with us. You know, answered all of Craig's questions about what Google can do for businesses and how COMPUTAN actually helps people, you know, kind of advertise themselves out there. But you know, Google is huge. You know, Google has been, I think, a lot of people's gateway to the internet ever since, you know, they came back. I think they came out in '98. I want to say. Whenever Google came out. Anyways,
Google that and find out.
Exactly. You could Google Google's start date. But yeah, you know, Google's been around for, I guess, as long as many people have been using the internet. So, and longer in case of kids. And I guess it just kind of goes to show how, you know, kind of weird a company is, how weird a company like Google is, that they have some weird features. And, you know, right before the break, we kind of teased the bacon number. So, Sajil, please explain to everyone so we can stop saying the stupid bacon joke what a bacon number is.
How many strips of bacon does it take to screw in a light bulb?
We're going to get one more in, apparently.
Well, I mean, like, that's not what the bacon number is. But the bacon number is actually the amount of degrees away from Kevin Bacon any actor or actress in Hollywood is. You know how the old adage goes, right? Everybody in Hollywood is somehow connected to Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Well, Google has come up with a way to determine the extent of how connected a certain actor or actress is from Kevin Bacon.
You know, I actually.
So, for example, Will Smith.
I actually tried this. You know, I took some obscure actors, and most of them were just like number 2. I couldn't find a 3 or a 4. You know, they were all like 2 degrees away. It was amazing, and I was picking some obscure actors from way back when, and still it was just 2. So I knew about this before, but to actually see how many of them are connected was just quite amazing. But you go ahead, tell us about how Google does this.
Well, I mean, actually, you know what? It used to be in a couple of years ago. You used to find a lot more 3s and 4s in the bacon number when you type in, say, for example, Will Smith, and the word bacon number into that magical text box on Google's webpage. But now, since he did X-Men First Class, I found that he's in 2s or lower. So, for example, Will Smith used to be a 4, but now, you know, Will Smith's Kevin Bacon number is 2 because Will Smith and Zoe Kravitz acted in After Earth together, and of course, Zoe Kravitz was in X-Men First Class with Kevin Bacon. So that's why his bacon number is 2. Now, before First Class, his bacon number might have been 3 or 4, probably.
Yeah. You're right. A lot of them came up with X-Men. There was a lot of some of the older actors. Yeah. And he was in, you know, that, and so it really brought down the bacon numbers. I mean, I was trying, you know, things like I was at James Cagney. I figured, oh, it's gonna be nope. It was just 2. I couldn't get away from the number 2. There was wow. I put in you know, Errol Flynn. I put in some of the, you know, some of the older actors that I could find, and even Charlie Chaplin was number 2. His bacon number was 2. I mean, it was just 1 degree of separation from. Finally, I put in Kevin Bacon just to see what his bacon. Of course, that came up 0. Because I just wanted to say.
No. I learned this in math class. You cannot divide by bacon.
Well, I'm sorry. What, Ben? What did you say?
I learned this in math class. You cannot divide.
Sorry, go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. No. I was saying you cannot divide bacon by bacon. It's 0 by 0, undefined.
Undefined. I think 0 goes into 0 infinitely.
Very good.
I think it's infinity. 0 goes into 0 infinite time. You get infinity. But yeah, so basically, it'll tell you the bacon number. I found an interesting article. One guy debunked it. He says he disproved Google's bacon number feature in under 5 minutes, and he used Lon Chaney Sr. Back that was known as the Man of 1,000 Faces, and he had appeared in over 150 films before his death in 1930. but evidently he said the link was incorrect, and he has an article about it. So he was, but you know,
Wow.
if they missed one, okay, but 99% of them I think was extremely accurate, and although he could be wrong, but anyway, so that's bacon. So what are the more what are some of the more useful things you can do in Google's right from their home page? Like for example, is your flight late or on time? I found that to be intriguing. How does that work?
Yeah, so you know you can just type in your flight number and the airline code. So for example, if it's an American Airlines flight AA, say AA780, Google will know what that flight is coming from, where it is, and all those sorts of things, and tell you if it's delayed or on time. And of course, it's a lot more convenient if you're on the go and you have time to pull up, say, the American Airlines website and punch in all the different details. You have to do it right from Google. You can save yourself 3 or 4 steps.
Okay, so having to go to a website, you know, or go to American Airlines, the actual website, and type in. You can just go to Google and just type in the flight number. It'll even know if it's a distinctive flight number. It'll even know what airline you're talking about, which is kind of, you know, it's like it's flight A.
It might not know. You'd have to type in the airline. You have to put in the airline.
Sometimes, but I've actually put in the flight number, the airline flight number, and it knew. You know, it's pretty good. And
oh wow.
Yeah, I've actually done that. It was flight A417. It was something, you know, something cryptic, and it knew that it was a flight number on, you know, American Airlines. And I didn't have to say it, and it knew what, you know, where it was going from and to, and it was done. It was that. Sports fans can find out what the score is too, right?
Yeah, and this is a little bit of going back to some of those creepy comments you guys made earlier in the show, where, you know, if I just type in the words "what's the score" into Google, you know, it can go as far as taking what sports you're interested in and telling you what the score in those games are. So, for example, if they know that you're not a baseball fan, it won't tell you scores of baseball games. It'll tell you a score of maybe a sport you're interested in based on your browsing behavior. Like I said, I was into the tennis games on Saturday. Maybe it'll tell me who's winning at the U.S. Open today, for example. It won't tell me, you know, who's winning at the PGA tournament, because I don't really follow golf. So it's those kinds of things that Google can just figure out by your browsing behavior. You type in what's the score, it can tell you, it can kind of guess what sport you're interested in, and then throw the scores that you might be interested in on your search results page.
Oh, so that's the creepy stuff that we're talking about there. Just typing in what the score is, Google already knows what teams you follow, and so it's going to put the scores up just by you. All you have to do is type in what's the score. That's kind of
or in the Google Voice. You know, when you're on the phone, you just say it, what's the score, and they'll tell you the score is, you know, 5-4 in favor of the Reds or whatever. Or the Reds will win any games. Now,
now I knew about the time. I know you can type time London, and it'll tell you that, you know, and even temperature, you know, in the Bahamas. But now I understand that Google offers some shopping features of interest to consumers. What would that be?
Yeah, so I mean, this can kind of go back to the mom and pop spa shop that I was talking about. So those products that they sell in the store, those are just standard products that you can find in any spa shop. You know, so you know, you just take those. What happens is we put those products on a shopping cart website, which we've all seen. You know, Amazon, of course, is the most famous shopping cart website in the world. But you know, then every small and mid-sized business has their own shopping cart where you can buy things online, from Nike to Foot Locker to Jack's Shoe Shop. They all have a shopping cart where you can buy things online and a list of products. Well, you guys are tech guys. You guys know that all those products are in a database of some sort. So you can synchronize that database to Google's Google Shopping, which is like a big competitor of Amazon. And what happens is then you have all the SKU numbers for those products. You have their descriptions and their prices on your website. They automatically get filtered through like an XML-based web service. And so automatically, whenever you update the price of your product on your website, automatically updates at Google Shopping. And of course, at Google Shopping, that's tied into the search. So if I type in, say, a product, let's say if I'm typing in Nike Air Jordans, or I type in the SKU number of the product, Nike Air Jordans, ABC123 SKU or model number, Google will have at the top, it'll have you all of its sponsored search results. So it could be the price of the product on eBay, the price of the product at Nike, and the price of the product at, you know, Jack's Shoe Shop, which is down the street from you. And it's getting all that from the shopping carts that the website merchants are tying in to Google. And that's what Google Shopping is.
That is interesting. And of course, that's most of interest to consumers. You also have Google has features of interest, like say for business owners, and one of them is Google remarketing. What is that?
Right. So remarketing is the creepy stuff that we were talking about. Where on websites now you can put a little cookie, as they're called, tracking applets. Put them on your website, and people who have visited your website before are now collected in your list of website viewers, website visitors. And you could put that cookie anywhere. So, for example, if somebody said sign up to watch the show today, that could be one cookie. They could put somebody just to say visit the website. That's a different cookie. A different cookie could be for people who have, just went to your contact us page. And based on those, you're getting different. You're segmenting your website visitors into 3 different people now, right? Website visitors, website listeners, and people looking for your phone number. And based on those lists, you can send advertising to those targets and those targets only. So now you can send like a creative message to somebody who's listening to the show. Say, hey, thanks for listening to the show. Come back next week when we have, Gil Bates on it. Not Bill Gates, Gil Bates.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can have like a list. You can have an ad for them. Then you can say, hey, if you're looking for a contact, here's our phone number. Blah blah blah. Call in anytime for those people. So different website visitors can see different ads. That's what remarketing is.
Okay, and that's kind of cool. Now we touched on this briefly, and we were talked about page ranking, and again, the way I learned it is that the only way when you type in a search term and you want your website to come like on the first page or real to the top, the only way to do that is the more people the more websites that point to your website is really the only true way to do that. So in other words, if CNN has it pointing to me, and if other popular websites are pointing to ComputerAmerica.com, the more of those that are out there, the higher ranking my website is going to get on a page search. This is how I learned that's the basic guideline. But you say that you can pay to have your website listed at the top of the first page of results returned from internet searches done on Google. How do you do that?
Well, that's called the Google search product, right? That's their that's their bread and butter. Where it says, look, if there's a search phrase that you want to be shown on, instead of trying to build up your page rank, which can take months and years to do, you can buy traffic. You say, look, I want to be up there when someone types in, say, technology podcast. I want to be up on page 1, and I'm willing to pay Google, say, $10 for every click when somebody clicks on my ad.
Okay.
And so based on that, they'll show you, because, okay, wow, that's a pretty competitive bid. Yeah. You want to show up the Computer America site right then and there on that time.
Let's go to a caller. We have some callers who want to have some questions. Let's go to New York. Computer America, Craig Crossman. Hi, how can we help you?
How you doing tonight there, sir?
We're doing fine. What's your question for our guest?
I got a quick question. I just bought one of these tablets. It's the Galaxy there.
Yes.
And when I got it, I bought it at Walmart. And there was like pornographic material on this. Does this like normally happen, or is this like a freak occurrence?
That was just a freak occurrence, and I wouldn't worry about it. Somebody was playing a joke on you.
Actually, assuming the caller is actually serious about this, I mean, that happens sometimes when people send tablets back. They'll send it back because they returned it for some reason, and when they refurbish them, they don't always clear the hard drive. And I remember someone bought their kid a tablet once, and unfortunately it had information just like that. So you may have gotten a refurbished one, or maybe even the floor model, and sometimes that does happen. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Boy, we got a lot of calls coming in here. I don't know if we're going to take all of these here, but we'll try one more here. This one looks like it's coming from California. Computer America, Craig Crossman. Hi. How can we help you?
Hi. My name is George, and I'm hoping you can help me with this problem that I have. I got hacked recently, and somebody stole all my pictures off the interweb. And I'm really upset about it because it's just me rubbing my cock and going,
yeah.
Hey, look, we got to do some editing here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some editing. I don't know. Sometimes we get on these call lists. It's
all right. Well, I guess any callers who have a legitimate question, we have the chat room here available if you want to ask a question there. And also we have email and things like that. But I guess calls are out of the question right now.
Yeah, because
We have plenty of ways to ask your questions. You know.
We got a lot of calls coming in. I have a feeling that we're just on a troll list tonight. So
yeah. So you know, again, if you have a real question, please feel free to email us or join us in the chat room, and we'll answer it there.
Exactly. Also, tell us a little about this Google lead magnet promotion. Now, what is that?
Yeah, so I mean, the lead magnets are basically anything on your website that you want people to interact with. So, for example, on COMPUTAmerica.com, that would be the listen live link. You really want all of your listeners to say, or so you want all your website visitors to listen to your show, or at least hear what you guys offer, all those sorts of things. So your show is the lead magnet, the listen live link. What Google can do is that we can take that link and promote it throughout the web in different areas, right? On Google, we can do a remarketing campaign about it. We can do a Google search ad on it, YouTube videos, or links, sponsored links on YouTube ads, those sorts of things to kind of get more people to click on that listen live link. And then what also we can do is we can track how many of those listeners actually came from a marketing promotion that we did through Google or Bing or any other search mechanism for that matter.
Yeah. Okay. So the promotion of the lead magnet then is done through Google. Is that what you're saying?
The lead magnet is something that we have to create with each business. So, for example, if the lead magnet is for Compute America, like if you know, for example, if you had the power to make every one of your website visitors do one thing, it would probably be to listen to the show, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
If you could have every one of your website visitors do one thing, it'd be to listen to the show. So now what we do is we say, okay, look, that's the most important thing to the Compute America business. Now let's take this listen live link, or let's take this listen live page, and just promote as much as we possibly can. We can use, Google is one avenue we can use to do that. We can also use Twitter much in the same way, or Facebook, or any other digital platform where there's a lot of engaged targets, more or less, and promote that way. Google is big because it has a lot more targeting options, right? Like we said, the remarketing targeting or the interest targeting. So, for example, if you know it's a technology show, we can promote that link to people interested in technology websites. Maybe they read, magazine publications on computers. Maybe they're looking for computers. Maybe they're looking for computer support. All those different targeting mechanisms, and based on that, we can show that listen live link. Hey, if you have a problem, listen live and call in and get some free help from Craig and Ben.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Now, again, how long has COMPUTAN been in business? How long have you been doing this?
Well, I mean, we started off as a hardware provider company back in the late 80s, early 90s. We've been doing the web and digital stuff since the late 90s, so we've been in it for quite a while. We've seen, we started off as obviously as most people did in the digital world. We started off as just building websites in the old dial-up days, but we've evolved as the web and technology has evolved. So we've been doing this for quite a while.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm always finding out new and interesting things on Google too. I mean, I know the other day I was looking for something. And it was, I really didn't know how to describe it. It was a picture. It was a picture of a piece of furniture that I was looking for, and I really had no way of describing it. So I actually took the image and I used the Google picture search.
Image search, yeah.
Image search, and it actually looked
images,
at images,
yes,
and it worked. It found exactly what I was looking for. It was the most amazing. And how does it do that? I mean, pattern matching. How did it's amazing some of the things that you can do with Google.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And image search is one of those things. And Google News is a great tool if you want to do like news alerts and stuff like that for your favorite topics, favorite athletes, celebrities, all those sorts of things. Google News is a good one too.
So in other words, you can have Google News look for keywords or things that, if I wanted to find out everything having to do with, I don't know, pick an actor,
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, okay, and I put his name in. I'm gonna find all the stories having to do with Kevin Bacon. For a particular day, basically that's how I would use that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, you get a Google alert every single day of all the Kevin Bacon news.
More Kevin Bacon than you could ever stand to possibly read. Exactly.
Exactly. Probably give yourself a heart attack, but you get all the bacon you want.
Yeah, exactly. Well, listen. I mean, we're getting close to the end of the hour, Sajil. But anything else you want to let our listeners know about CompuTan or other things that you do? I mean, we talked about some of the different things. You there? Sajil, did we lose you?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. I was waiting. Sorry. Yeah, well, I mean, you can always check us out on our website, www.computan.com. If there's some sort of things that we can help your listeners with, we'd be happy to. We also do a lot of digital marketing, news articles. I have my own column on the Huffington Post about digital marketing, so just go over there, check it out, and you can probably get some new tips on how to do things and what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, and if you go to the Huffington Post, you actually have a column there on digital marketing, so people can look at that as well. Because you're a digital marketing columnist for the Huffington Post. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and that's all.
Exactly. It's just in the business department, just in the business section of the Post.
Go to the business section. Well, listen, Sajil, it was a lot of fun talking with you, and certainly appreciate you being on the show. And thanks for all the tips on how to use Google from a business and from a consumer point of view. And now everybody knows about how to find their favorite actor or actor's bacon number.
You bet.
All right.
Anytime, Craig and Ben. Thanks a lot.
All right. Take care. Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. All right. So there it goes. Okay. All right.
Actually, since we do have a minute or two, we didn't cover a couple of them, and I know that one of them, at least, is if you type into Google and you do a barrel roll into Google, the actual search site will do a barrel roll.
If you type the words barrel roll into Google,
D-O space A space barrel, B-A-R-R-E-L space roll, as in the old Star Fox from N64. Your whole web page does a barrel roll.
Just did a barrel roll. Isn't that?
I believe they also have one for the Konami code somewhere. But I mean, Easter eggs is what they're called. So it's not just bacon numbers and sports scores, but they're also Easter eggs because apparently programmers don't get out a lot, and they enjoy hiding their little Easter eggs in their programming. And Google, being around for as long as they have a ton of them.
Yeah, they have a lot of them. They can do hexadecimal conversions. Oh, that's handy. If you want. Okay. Yeah. You can get on the Chuck Norris joke trades. You just find Chuck Norris into the search and
Chuck Norris was a big thing a couple years ago, and where Chuck Norris was greater than man itself, where people would make jokes about Chuck Norris just being all powerful. So Google kind of jumped on that train as well.
And then also, if you type the word Zerg Rush,
Zerg Rush as
well. Alien race that attacks and swarms the whole page causes a bunch of Google O's to attack your page. Zerg Rush.
Zerg Rush is from StarCraft, and more specifically, I think Zerg Rush became popular in StarCraft Brood War. But yeah, no, they're gamers as well. So of course they have little shout outs to their heritage.
Yeah, and I'm doing that right now, and all these little zeros are coming down, and they're eating my Google page as I watch. This is fun stuff. Well, we're gonna take a break in a minute here, and we're gonna do some computer and technology news, brought to you by Slimware. Let me mention real quickly some of the things that are happening here at OWC. They just released this today that their Thunder Bay 4 and Thunder Bay 4 RAID 5 edition are now available with up to 24 terabytes of capacity. The larger capacity option combined with its ultra-quiet cooling technology makes the Thunder Bay 4 perfect for today's workstations where having a quiet desktop drive with ample storage is paramount to a productive workflow. So that's it. So they've just introduced that today at Otherworld Computing. Of course, also they just were honored by not one but two American Business Associate Award Stevie Awards for the PlayStation 4 DIY hard drive upgrade kit. And again, that's like $115 for the 1 terabyte hard drive. It is also a hybrid drive, and you get the screwdriver, you get the flash memory stick, $114.99. The shipping is free. Anything over $49 at OWC is free ground shipping. About 80% of the country, that's 2 days, so you get it in 2 days. just head over to MacSales, MacSales.com, for all your computing needs, whether it be for PC, Mac, for your PlayStation 4, for your Xbox One. They have all the things. They have their own YouTube channel, so you can watch all the installation videos. They have how-to articles, which talks about, tells you what a RAID system is if you don't know what a RAID is. Just check them out. www.macsales.com for all your computing needs. You'll be glad that you did. Okay. So again, we're gonna do some computer news now. You have some computer news stories. What have you found for us for the second hour?
You may have heard, you may have heard that Destiny, the new MMO coming out from Bungie, who were the fame makers for Halo, Halo 1 through 3. They are coming out with a new MMORPG, and it's going to be, think World of Warcraft, but with a different universe. And it's going to take place on this world called Destiny. Google has apparently made a partnership with them, and you are going to be able to explore the planet of Destiny that you're going to play on in this game and use Google Street View on Destiny.
That's very cool. All right. So we got those stories and more coming up on the computer.
Got a 34-inch curved monitor, got hacks, got routers, we got everything.
All right. You're listening to Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the Boost Radio Network, on the IRN Radio Network. Coming back with a whole bunch of computer news stories. Also, a News Test Bulletin review coming up as well. Stay with us.
Broadcasting live, it's the only national radio talk show on computers to air every weeknight. Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. The first hour's behind us, but there's still more of tech news, tech talk, and your phone calls. We're being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. You got computer problems? Bring them on. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@ComputerAmerica.com.
Hello and welcome into Hour 2 of the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. This is the Computer America Show, and I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And welcome back into the second hour of the Computer America Show. And we had COMPUTAN on in the first hour. Very interesting gentleman talking about digital marketing and some of the cool things that you can do on the internet. Of course, anything you hear on the Computer America Show, you can hear again, or if you missed anything, we archive all of our shows at Computer America on the Blog Talk Radio Network. So just go to the Blog Talk Radio, just go to our homepage at ComputerAmerica.com. We have the link right to the Blog Talk Radio Network, which holds all of our past shows at ComputerAmerica.com. Okay. So now we all know what the bacon number is.
Yeah, unfortunately, my bacon number is still 0, actually undefined. So.
Undefined. Well, maybe when you begin your acting career.
My acting career is going strong. I've just done some independent film work in Nevada, so I'm hoping to get the number up there, but it's hard to break into the big leagues.
Yes, I understand this. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's do some computer news stories. All right.
Okay.
Tonight's computer and technology news is brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. You can visit them at slimwareutilities.com to clean, speed up, and optimize your Windows system for free. That's right. Everything at the Slimware Utilities website is completely free. Okay. They're not freemium models. They're not crippled, or they don't work for only 10 days and then you have to pay them. None of that. Everything up there at the Slimware Utilities website is completely free. Even their backup software, their rec image software, it's all free. And
just it's not bad just to keep it around.
Yeah, just keep them around, download them, use them when you need them, put them in your toolbox, and when you need them, you have them there, and they truly will speed up, clean, and optimize your Windows system. You'll be very glad that you did it when you need them, and you'll thank us for it. Okay, SlimwareUtilities.com. And this first story of the day, NVIDIA, from Maximum PC, NVIDIA gets ready for Game 24, the first ever 24-hour PC gaming celebration. Okay. And he says, it's about time we celebrated how awesome PC gaming is, right? I mean, we love video games. Many of you listening to this also love video games. And if you're a fan of Maximum PC, chances are you prefer gaming on a PC, of course. Okay? It is, after all, the superior platform for gaming. We love our console gaming brethren, but they'll never convince us otherwise. So why not celebrate this hobby of ours? Okay, that's exactly what NVIDIA plans to do. The GPU maker just sent them details about Game 24, the first ever global PC gaming celebration. Okay. Now, the goal of this event is simple. To celebrate this thing, we all love PC gaming. Game 24 is a combination of many local events around the world and will be broadcast live on the internet, according to NVIDIA. Game 24 will commence on the 18th of September at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and last for 24 hours. Events will take place in Chicago, Los Angeles, Mission Viejo, London, Indianapolis, Shanghai, and Stockholm, along with the virtual stage around the world. If you can't make it to one of the venues, you can catch the broadcast on game24.nvidia.com. You'll be able to interact with the live stream at home and win prizes, share gaming experiences, and more. And while this hasn't been confirmed, they've also heard rumors that NVIDIA might show off a new GPU during the 24-hour celebration. Evidently, more details will be available on the NVIDIA blog later on in the week and today as well. And you can even register for the live stream at one of their physical locations. So there it is. NVIDIA getting ready for Game 24, the first 24-hour gaming PC game celebration. You going to watch it? Yeah?
Probably not.
Okay.
But I watch a lot of streaming games, and events kind of don't hold that much appeal to me.
Mm-hmm.
One event though that this isn't one of the stories, but this is kind of a personal fan favorite, is that last night was the North America split for the LCS, which is longhand form for League of Legends big game. They played a bracket all summer long, and they just crowned the winners last night.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, so they won the whole tournament, and of course the top 3 teams from that are going to Worlds, where of course the top 3 teams from Europe, North America, Latin America, Korea, that kind of thing, they're all going to compete for to see who's the best League of Legends team out there. Mm-hmm. And I believe last night the viewership was close to 1 million on one specific stream.
Wow.
And Super Bowl, I think it's somewhere around 9-8 million.
Mm-hmm.
So for a computer game to get 1/8, 1/9 of that just for being kind of important, it's a big deal.
Mm.
So I did watch that. That was fun. NVIDIA, I might tune in. I enjoy video games. I enjoy 24 hours. So
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So next story. Yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. Next story, let's see if I can find it here. We have a story about a router that I can't find right now, so we're going to do this one instead.
I'll do the router next. Okay, you do that.
Okay, perfect. All right, this is actually from TechHive, and this is a product that I think a lot of people could probably use. This one from TechHive, it's a review from, it's what it's called the Snoopy, SNUPI Technologies Wally Home.
Okay.
And it sells for $300, and Susie Ox, kind of outlines this whole thing. So the article goes, a friend of mine just had to fix thousands of dollars in water damage after finding out her refrigerator had been leaking for a year.
Oh my God!
As a relative new homeowner, this is the author's nightmare scenario. The problems I can't see and remain blissfully ignorant of until they become giant, expensive problems that I can't miss. So Wally Home is a network of moisture sensors that you can stash all over your home, where they'll immediately alert you to problems like leaks, mold, or abnormal temperature and humidity levels. After I set up the sensors in my bathroom, kitchen, laundry room, and even the attic, I could rest easier knowing that I'd be notified.
Yeah.
And thoroughly. went and she goes and say that when I simulated a leaky bathroom sink, I got a push notification and an email and a text message, and a Wally Home even followed up with an all clear email once I cleaned everything up.
That's slick.
Yep.
All right.
So, the article's pretty long, but it sounds like just the gist of it is you're going to have a base station that you're going to hook up somewhere, I'm assuming close to your router, and then these little pods, I want to say mini baby monitors, and they have one button, on them and like a little speaker, and you sync them up to your your HUD, or not your HUD, your hub.
Yeah.
And then you can stash them, like if I was doing it, I put, some in the bathroom, I put them in the kitchen, I put one underneath the sink, one in the laundry room, stash them around your house where water leaks could be imminent, or, where they're most likely to occur. And then these, they probably take a baseline reading, and then as soon as something abnormal spikes, the humidity, the temperature, the moisture for sure, it's going to send a notification, and you can have it set up to send it, send a text message, send an email, do all sorts of kind of things, all in the attempt to save you from those leaky, those leaky products that you really don't want leaking.
Yeah, I think I would probably put it where our hot water heaters are, and little room that you don't really look at that often, and that makes a lot of sense. I guess it depends on the kind of home that you're in too. Some homes I don't think lend themselves for being having hidden areas where a lot of homes do.
Like, I know that this just happened a week ago to me. I was just staying at home, and I didn't notice, and I actually have roommates, and one of my roommates came and alerted me. He's my version of the Snoopy, that the water line coming out of the water heater had sprung a leak, and it started flooding the laundry room. So it can happen when you're not expecting it, and it can happen at random. So having one of these things around kind of gives you that peace of mind that homeowners normally don't get.
Yeah, I think so. Or especially also if you go away, for a while. If you're not going to be at your home for, you take a little vacation, you go away for a few weeks or something, or if you have a vacation home and you want to, and it's important to monitor the house when you're not there. Something like this certainly would come in handy. Oh
yeah, for sure. So again, Wally Home, Snoopy, look it up in case you ever fear for your home's life because of water.
And Snoopy is spelled S-N-U-P-I, not like Snoopy the dog, but S-N-U-P-I.
S-N-U-P-I, correct.
Exactly. All right. All right. Well, let's move to that router that you couldn't find. This is again from Maximum P. Netgear, by the way, and I love Netgear routers. I have them here in our home. Netgear announces the Nighthawk X4 AC2350 R7500. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Smart Wi-Fi router. This is an intelligent router for modern home networks. This is again by Paul Lilly. He says the transition from 802.11n to 802.11ac is bringing about a fast and furious stream of new wireless routers, including new flagship models that continue to take advantage of today's streaming landscape. Netgear, a familiar name in the high-end router market, just launched its new Nighthawk X4 AC2350 smart router, or the R7500, with a quad-stream Wi-Fi architecture, 4x4. Thing's got 4 little antennas bristling out of it. Looks like a porcupine.
It looks like a serious contender for the scariest-looking router.
Yeah. While the Nighthawk X4 looks similar to Netgear's previous Nighthawk, which is one I have, the DNA makeup is very different. This new model pairs a 1.4 gigahertz dual-core Qualcomm Internet processor with Quantenna's 500 megahertz chipset for improved multitasking performance and blisteringly fast speeds, up to 1,733 megabits per second on the 5 gigahertz band, and up to 600 megabits per second on the 2.4 gigahertz band. Now, like all router makers do these days, Netgear combines the speeds on both bands to advertise this as an AC2350 device, though, as we always point out, you can't actually combine both bands into a single connection. This is the first Wave 2 router to market, by the way. It features 4x4 MU MIMO, that's multi-user MIMO technology, and something Netgear calls dynamic QoS. Okay, you can think of this as a new generation of QoS rather than treat all devices the same. The Nighthawk X4 is able to discern between different hardware and applications when prioritizing network traffic. In theory, this should lead to more stable HD streaming and less lag when gaming. The Nighthawk X4 is designed for gamers and people who do a lot of video streaming. Netgear's director of product marketing for retail networks products said, he says, we are excited to leverage the best in processing power, dynamic quality of service, and dual band Wi-Fi technology to exceed the expectations of these demanding consumers. You'll find two USB 3.0 ports on the Nighthawk X4 along with an eSATA port. Other features include beamforming, ReadyShare, DLNA, and iTunes service support. Now, the Nighthawk X4 is available now and sells for $280, the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Looks cool. I had the Nighthawk.
You do?
So, yeah, and already it's obsolete, evidently.
You're reenacting those commercials where people get the newest and greatest thing, and then the next year or the next month,
yeah, something newer comes out. I'm very happy with the router that we have here, though.
Does yours have the 4 antenna kind of?
Yeah, the 4. Yep.
Going in array.
Yeah. It looks very much like this one, though.
Yeah, I don't think people give enough attention to the router. I mean, nowadays, when you get internet, before they used to just give you a modem, and then you had to worry about your router and things like that. But nowadays, you get the option, and sometimes the option is forced upon you to rent a router from, whatever company you are getting your internet through. So Comcast, Verizon, AT&T, what have you. They'll more than likely push you to rent a router from them. And but their routers aren't always, the latest, the greatest, or even from, the last four years.
Yeah.
So, sometimes they're pretty old. Luckily, most of them seem to be BGN, but of course now we're getting further and further into AC, which is a huge step up over all those.
Yeah. Of course, your device has to be an AC device in order to use it. So
exactly.
if you don't have anything in your that's using AC, then it really doesn't make any sense to get the router.
But as things are progressing, devices that are going to be coming out and device in the next few years, they're going to be AC compliant. It's not like AC's out there but no one's using it. Everyone's eventually going to move to AC.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, that's true. It'll always something newer, faster, bigger, better. That's the technological world that we live in.
Yep. So I mean, the point I was getting to is that while you may not need to go buy a router because you can rent one, if you can weasel your way and get the option of not having to pay for a router, and in fact you go and buy your own, that might be the better route because let's say you're locked into a 2-year contract and they're charging you $5 a month. That's $120, and if you can go out and buy one for $100, you're saving yourself $20 in the long run, and you get to keep your router.
Well, unless you already have, and if you already have a router, then it's crazy and you get a service. Just use the one that that you have.
Or if you already purchased one from a previous agreement, you don't have to pay anything or rent anything. Yeah. So routers, they're becoming less and less important because you can rent them, but doesn't mean you should be renting them.
That's right. Because you don't need a top of the line like this one. I mean, it's not. If your intentions are to get something that's AC, then sure, you want to go to the top of the line and be ready for it. But other than that, if you're just using A, B, or G, A, B, or N, then just the router that you probably have now is going to be more than sufficient to do that. If you're going wireless, of course. All right. So there is a new Nighthawk. Okay.
New Nighthawk. So and we're still doing computer technology news. There are so many crazy stories. How about this one from Yelp?
Okay.
Apparently Yelp is going through some legal troubles. I did not know that. So Yelp, and this one from Gadget, Yelp escapes extortion lawsuit unscathed except for its reputation, which is everything. So for years, businesses have accused Yelp of running an extortion racket. If companies refuse to pay for ads, Yelp would allegedly pull down some of their positive reviews and wreck sales until they gave in. Well, those accusations don't appear to hold much legal water, and appeals court has upheld the California judge's dismissal of a 2010 class action lawsuit that claimed Yelp was committing civil extortion. Needless to say, the recommended service is ecstatic. It cites that the ruling as proof that the shop simply had an axe to grind and were either trying to draw attention away from bad reviews or else prop up reviews manipulation schemes. So only that's not really why the court ruled the way they did. As Courthouse News Services noted, the plaintiffs lost because their claim didn't meet the requirements for an extortion case. They couldn't demonstrate that they had a right to hold on to those good reviews and that Yelp had no right to demand payment. In other words, it's still possible that Yelp was pressuring stores to buy ads at the risk of losing positive buzz. It's just that no one was entitled to that buzz in the first place. The appeals court was quick to note that this stringent standard prevents abuse of extortion laws against upstanding businesses. Whether or not that is true, the ruling won't do much to reassure people that the reviews accurately reflect the location's quality. And you might want to double-check ratings the next time you go thinking of trying an unfamiliar restaurant. So, not that they weren't guilty of extortion. Yeah. It's just that technically it wasn't extortion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's Yelp could have possibly done all this, and I guess that's where that's where the blow to their reputation comes in, is that Yelp can't prove without a doubt, and it's just kind of one word against the other, but Yelp won the class action lawsuit, but not on merit, just on definition.
Do you use Yelp at all? Have you?
I'll go online and I'll look around, and to me, star ratings aren't as important as reliable reviews are. I don't just kind of see, so and so got a 3 out of 5 stars. They must be awful. No, you go there and you look at the reviews and you look at the actual words that people typed up, and I mean, if people are just pandering for 5 stars or 1 stars, you can tell that right away. If a business has 1 star and yet all the reviews are positive, someone just had it out for them, and that was just something all on its own. Whereas if they have 5 stars and all the reviews are negative across the board, someone was playing the system yet again in the opposite direction. Yeah. But actually reading quality customer reviews and not focusing so much on the 1 through 5 rating, but more on their experience. Yeah, I mean, I'll totally check that out, and Yelp is a really good place for that kind of thing.
Okay, all right. I like Yelp in the fact that I do like to read the reviews. I go to a restaurant. I've written a number of them myself, where you read the reviews, and it's sort of like when you go to Amazon, you look at a product and I read the reviews, because I really think that gives you good insight.
Oh my God, Amazon reviews are hilarious.
Yeah. Well, and that's true. It may or may not help, but I found that the Yelp is the reviews are pretty good, at least what I've seen so far.
Amazon also has a feature. Not sure if everyone picked up on it, where they have a new tag for people. It's called the verified purchaser.
Yeah.
Where they actually prove that people have ordered it, and they give their review on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which gives even more credibility to the reviews. No question about that. The iPhone 6 is, what would we say, September the 9th is going to be the Apple's next big event, where we're going to, and the rumors continue to come out. And one of the things has been, is an iPhone 6 now going to have the sapphire screen? And some people are saying no, some people are saying yes. Well, evidently, as we get close to the day, according to CNET, a 64 gigabyte iPhone 6 may adopt the sapphire screen as a test. Evidently, they may test the waters of a sapphire screen phone by limiting the tough but pricey material to a single version of the next iPhone this year. And this is according to an analyst, Gene Munster, who's very good into this. The much-rumored sapphire screen could pop up on the iPhone 6 after all, but only on the 64 gigabyte model. That's going to be the top of the line, obviously. At least that's the latest speculation from an analyst. Debate has surfaced as to whether Apple will upgrade the displays of its next generation iPhone to Sapphire as a way to entice customers with tougher, more scratch-resistant screens. Fans of Sapphire say the material is harder than the Gorilla Glass currently used on iPhone screens and therefore is more difficult to break. But producing and cutting sapphire glass into the right shape is an expensive process, creating a challenge in its mass production. So instead of upgrading all the new iPhones to sapphire, he thinks that Apple may limit it to the top-of-the-line iPhone. Okay, and then bring it to the entire product life, like when the iPhone 7 comes out. This is what he's saying. He says, we believe that the 64 gig device could make up 30% of units if Sapphire were an additional feature based on their prior survey work from the iPhone 5S launch. Okay. He also expects Apple to unveil both a 4.5-inch and a 5.5-inch iPhone at the September 9th launch. He also believes the new lineup will include near-field communications, NFC. As such, he predicts there's a 70% chance that Apple will announce some type of mobile payment system. Real
quick, that's something I can't stand is when people start throwing statistics out there for no reason, like 70% chance.
Yeah.
Where are you crunching these numbers, and how'd you start there? There's a likely chance that they'll probably do some kind of mobile payment, but number crunching just doesn't get me.
Yeah, well, I agree. So they asked him, what is Apple's use of the NFC? What does he see for Apple using that? He says, we believe it could be a partnership to enable NFC use with Apple stores or other specific retail partners with NFC capability. In the medium term, we also believe that a payments product could ultimately be integrated with iBeacons to create a full retail technology solution. And what of the iWatch? Here's your statistics. 50-50 chance of being announced on September 9th. We accept that statistic anyway, a 50-50 chance? All right.
I think so.
Okay. He says, our rationale is that Apple seems less likely to launch a new product category alongside the phone when it could dilute some of the attention from the core product versus launching alongside iPads, which are expected to get more modest updates. Okay. So he doesn't think it'll happen on the September 9th event.
Well, you could look at that number. I can see. You can look at it this way: either it's going to happen or it's not going to happen. Yeah. So 50-50.
Well, that's acceptable. Okay. So anyway, obviously I'm going to be there watching. By the way, they have a picture of the. It's a mock-up. I don't think it's actually, but they have an alleged Sapphire iPhone 6 screen here, and the guy hitting it with a knife, a pocket knife, right to the point, and they said it seems able to ward off a knife attack. I don't know. I don't know if I was being attacked by someone with a knife. I would hold up my iPhone to deflect it.
Let's see. What was the thing? One of the presidents was giving a speech, and he had a pocket of cards, and he has a pack of cards in his pocket, and it stopped a bullet. Same thing. Keep your iPhone handy, and it may stop something inadvertently.
Yeah.
Now, as to wearing it as body armor, that's probably not recommended.
Yeah.
Find something better.
Yes.
All right, we have time for one more quick one. We did the router. This is another piece of hardware that, personally, I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
And this one from Max and PC. And Dell readies a 34-inch curved display for the holiday season.
Ooh.
Yeah. So earlier this month, LG has unveiled a similar offering. The Alienware Area 51 gaming PC is not the only product that Dell will try and woo gamers with during the upcoming holiday season. The PC vendor is also readying its first curved monitor. Announced alongside the Haswell E-powered Area 51, we didn't get a chance to talk about the E51 or the Area 51, did we?
No, we didn't.
All right, well, we'll discuss that a little bit after this. But,
Okay.
The Dell Ultra Sharp U3415W is a 34-inch curved display that will be available in China in November and the rest of the world in December.
Ah.
So, this monitor is an ultra-wide 21 by 9 display with a WQHD 3440 by 1440 resolution. Huge. Not 4K, but still huge.
Yeah.
According to a press release issued by Dell, further, the 34-incher, whose price hasn't been revealed yet, packs HDMI 2.0 with MHL DisplayPort and Mini DisplayPort connectivity, and 60 Hz performance. And when it's set up in a multiple monitor configuration, a virtually borderless cockpit view across multiple screens, thanks to its ultra thin bezels.
Yeah.
So 34 inches. This thing just looks stunning. The picture that they give, they have two set up side by side.
Yeah, it looks really neat.
And when they say cockpit view, imagine you're in an airplane and you can only see that field of vision, kind of curving around in front of you. That's what they're talking about with the curve. If you get 2 or 3 of these things, they're going to be, super high resolution, look great, and you're going to be able to set them up in a ring around in front of you. Because apparently, curved screens are the way to go nowadays. So look for that this December. They said China in November, so if you're in China, go you. And also, we might have to discuss this when we get back, but the Alienware Area 51 gaming PC came out as well.
All right, so we'll talk about that too.
Yep.
We got another news tip bulletin review from Marty Winston called The Martian Notifier. The Martian Notifier. We're going to be talking about that. Brand new. You listen to the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the Boost Radio Network, and the IRN Radio Network. We'll be back with more stories right after this.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 120,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, Cover America Auto Care has announced revolutionary, inexpensive mechanical breakdown coverage that is now available to the general public to save consumers thousands on auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for drivers to call who own a vehicle that is less than 10 years old for a free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number is 800-483-2514. Drivers who are covered with this auto protection will not have to pay for a covered repair again. This is the auto coverage now sweeping across America at a fraction of what dealerships charge and is now available to the public by calling today. The number to call is 800-483-2514. 800-483-2514. That's 800-483-2514.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number. 1-866-663-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. So, disable the cable and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-866-663-MY-TV right now to sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and up to 4 rooms. And there's no equipment to buy. That includes your free HD TV upgrade, your free DVR upgrade, and your free professional installation. And the best part, the pristine digital picture and sound. Call 1-866-663-MY-TV. So, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-866-663-MY-TV. 1-866-663-MY-TV. Disable the cable, cut costs, and get more. Call 1-866-663-MY-TV. 1-866-663-MY-TV.
G'day, it's Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time, the Martian Notifier. The Martian Notifier is a literal watch, wristwatch, luminous hour and minute hands, no second hand, that shares its case with a battery, an OLED display, a vibrating alert, and a Bluetooth link to a handset app. A push of a button can give you battery status, connection status, digital time, date, current weather. Once you configure the app, the watch face display can also scroll caller ID, incoming texts, Gmail messages, calendar alerts, and other sources you specify. Users set vibration patterns, enunciate these and other handset events. The app can also set alarms and do other configuration tweaking. Its camera mode can remotely trip the smartphone shutter. Expect to charge the battery through USB 6 to 7 times a month. This is not a subtle watch.
Yeah.
Its face is about 1/3 larger than our dressy Timex and close to half again as thick. It does afford a subtle alternative to pulling a handset out of a pocket or purse in order to know why it's vibrating or who's calling. Bottom line, the Martian Notifier wrist-worn mobile peripheral offers a way to interact with your handset without using any hands. This is Marty Winston with the News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show.
Did he say why it was called the Martian?
Yeah, I think he did.
Did he? I think.
Maybe
Anyway,
it's just a branding thing.
Yeah, it sounds like a cool watch. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so 33 minutes past the hour, we are doing computer and technology news, brought to you by Slimmer Utilities, and we just did the story about how a 34-inch curved screen monitor will be popping up in stores this December for the holiday season.
Yes.
Kind of weird that's not going to be there for Black Friday, but who knows? They might make a sneak appearance there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so they said it would go great with one of Dell's other new or recent launches, which is actually an update, and that is they actually reinvented their Area 51 Alienware desktop.
That's cool.
And yeah, Craig, I sent you a link. This thing's computer case isn't quite like your typical tower.
No, it's not.
It's blocky, kind of pod shaped. I mean, if you've ever seen a cryo chamber, yeah, I know we're getting really technical here with made up stuff, but if you've ever seen a cryo chamber, it looks a lot like that. It's kind of meteorite, lumpy, not a uniform box whatsoever.
Yeah, but it's got on the side view. It looks it's sort of like triangular. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's six. It's a six-sided device. When you look at it from the side, and almost triangular shaped, but different.
Yeah, they were really trying to push that alien technology, that Alienware is kind of known for. So, but the real feature isn't so much in the redesigned, funky-looking case, even though it's, looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
The big thing is what comes stock out of the box for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, it has, coming out of the factory, a 6 or 8 core Core i7 processor, overclocked. The latest Intel chipset, 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM, 32 gigs, crazy. Support dual, triple, or quad GPU configurations, so it's graphics cards. You can have 2, 3, or 4 graphics cards, and it also allows 11,520 by 2160 resolution across triple Ultra HD 4K monitors. You can run 3 4K monitors on this thing. Connectivity features include Bluetooth 4.0 and 802.11 AC. So, featuring a new industrial design codenamed Triad, the triangular-shaped chassis sports both front and rear ports, a thermal management system that draws fresh air in the front and ejects warm air diagonally and away from the rear. They have some things that they're excited about. Alienware Command Center 4.0 features 9 programmable lighting zones on the chassis with 20 colors and 512 trillion lighting combinations using Alien FX.
Wow.
So the chassis is incredibly customizable as well, not just the hardware inside of it. It's but yeah, this kind of just branching off of that new 4K monitor, with the curved LED, this could run 3 of them, pretty dang easily.
Yeah, I'm looking at the video. Can't seem to mute it, but this looks like an amazing little.
Yeah, no, we pretty much cover everything in the video, but again, 3 graphics cards, 802.11 AC, 32 gigs of RAM. This thing is now, of course, it's Alienware, made by Dell, so you're going to be paying a premium for this. It's not just going to be like, oh, all that, and it's only $300. Amazing! This is probably going to be a $4,000, maybe even a $5,000, $6,000 computer.
Yeah. It looks very cool as well, and that's important. Although it's not important, but I still think looks are important with these types of computers. I mean, you want to show it off, and you want to have something that looks nice. You don't want to be embarrassed about it. And so, nothing to be embarrassed about with this unit.
No, it's definitely unique.
Yeah, definitely. Well, moving right along here. This from Popular Science. Charles Tendell was really big into Google Glass and then basically stopped using it. But for those of you who are still users of this amazing little product, the Google Glass app is available now that detects people's emotions. It says sometimes people are just hard to read, So why not leave all that work to a computer?
Oh, that's silly.
Yeah. Aim Glass's camera at a person's face, and the app reads the human's facial expressions and tells you to what extent the person is feeling happy, sad, angry, or surprised. As a bonus, the app guesses the person's age and gender. Okay. Evaluating whether you want to hit on that person is still up to you. Okay. I'll tell you, if you can't tell what the gender of the person is, then you probably don't want to hit on them. Kidding aside, though, an app like this could help people with conditions such as autism that makes it hard for them to read emotions. The app is also supposed to work entirely on Google Glass's CPU, so it doesn't need to send the image just Glass records to the cloud. That means the app could work when the glasses don't have a data connection, which is nice. It could also keep the images the glasses record for the app more secure. The images are supposed to stay on the device and never enter the cloud. And then they give you a video demo of it. They say over the past few years, engineers worked for several universities and companies have tried to make emotion reading algorithms. Some are already on the market. Usually the idea is that such algorithms could go into software for marketing departments. Okay. For example, how is this new ad making the viewers feel? Or into adaptive computer games, how is this level making players feel? It's also a step toward loading the ability to read people's emotions into robots. It would certainly behoove a customer service robot, for example, to be able to sense frustration and confusion in people's faces. Okay. Making a face-reading algorithm for private individuals to use is an unusual but not unheard of idea. The market for this may not be large at present. In addition, into needing the software, potential buyers have to be able to afford Google Glass, but perhaps what's specifically useful is knowing that this kind of computing can be miniaturized to something as small and light as Google Glass. That means it could show up anywhere. Would you find this handy? Maybe on a date.
It would give me like a play-by-play. It's like, Ben, you just messed that one up. Thanks, Google Glass. I really didn't catch that.
No, so, I meant just for the gender.
Oh.
Oh no.
Hey, leave my she-beast alone. That's not right.
Okay. No, I mean, determine what a person is feeling or something. That could be, Yeah, I think that. I think people are pretty readable.
If you want my personal
yes, I do.
tinfoil hat opinion,
yes, I do.
This isn't for humans.
Who's it? It's for robots?
This is for cars.
Why would a car want to know how a person's feeling?
I don't know.
Okay.
But it's not just for cars. It's for robots and things like that. I could definitely see this technology being put to use. And Google does a lot of things with robotics, and robotics are more and more becoming a staple for the elderly. Taking care of people and helping them get around the house and things like that. And if a robot could somehow tell the disposition of one of their of whoever they're taking care of, that might actually, help them give better attention.
Would you want to get into a car and it says, "Hello, Craig, you're looking moody today. I don't think we're going to let you drive," or something? I don't know.
Craig, you're looking miffed. We're going to take over the controls and we're going to drive you to Coldstone.
Exactly. That's it. That would
Craig,
work.
you're looking happy. I feel like you should go home right now, and then it just takes you home. No, but I mean, there are lots of reasons that face recognition and especially emotion recognition can be useful. It's just for the average person where we can look at something and say, that's black, that's white, that's happy, that's sad. We're gonna kind of see, we're gonna kind of put a lesser value on it. But for people and objects, just like robots and cars and things like that, that can't tell that difference, it's going to help immensely.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
And again, this is just another great example of how Google is one of those companies that they don't ask, does anyone need this? They ask, why wouldn't we?
Okay.
They just do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So, jumping off that to a different Apple story, you may have heard that Apple is building a new headquarters.
Yes, and it looked gorgeous.
Yeah, the 3D mock-ups of it put it in a UFO donut ring kind of shape, however you want to call it, and
looks beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's all artist rendition and artist mock-up of it, but it's a giant ring deal, and it's very modern, very slick, very nice looking, as Craig is just drooling over a giant corporate headquarters for some reason. So, this story from CNET saying that perhaps Steve Jobs' most lasting legacy from his time at Apple will be the huge new spaceship-shaped campus currently under construction in Cupertino, which is where Apple is based out of. Just a few months before his death in 2011, Jobs presented the plan for the Cupertino City Council, and since then they've seen plenty of images of how Campus 2 will look when it's complete. But an enterprising drone pilot used a quadricopter and a GoPro to go above the walls of the construction site to grab the best views yet of the new facility in progress. What a particularly clever way to get a first-hand look at the site while also avoiding all those nasty traffic delays from the construction. It's also it's tough to know exactly what we're looking at in much detail, but clearly plenty of concrete has been poured. Future tunnels beneath the facility are visible, and the grand scale and shape of the facility is also clear.
It looks like one of those, a collider. You know, the colliders that you see on.
Like the Large Hadron Collider?
It looks like that's all the colliders. A big, huge circle, and they go spinning around. It looks like an aerial shot of a collider.
Yeah, let's hope Apple isn't developing colliders for some reason. That sounds dangerous. Yeah. But, I mean, you can find this video. It's on YouTube. He posted up there, Apple Campus 2 construction video. Just Google that. You'll find it. And, it's an aerial shot of a gentleman taking his drone, GoPro, getting a shot from looking up above, looking down. It is, I know it's in the middle of construction, but it's going to be a gorgeous building.
Yeah, I mean, if it's anything like the rendering, that is. It looks like it has it's like 4 floors. It looks like it has.
And I'm thinking that due to the extent of the tunnels underneath it, I'm thinking a lot of it. First of all, this thing's going to be decked out with technology. It's Apple. It's their headquarters. It's this is going to be the best of the best technology that they can afford, and Apple can afford a lot. Yeah. I'm guessing the tunnels underneath it are probably going to be some sort of service tunnels and things like that. Think Disney, but that's where all your cables are going to be laid. They might put servers down there and things like that. But up above in the building, I would pretty much guarantee that there's going to be Wi-Fi throughout. There's going to be fiber optic connections in all the offices and all the rooms, but you're probably not going to see much of anything above ground inside this building. It's all going to be sunk into the ground in these tunnels.
It's going to be like wildfire. Did you see the Andromeda Strain, the movie?
I did not.
Yeah, everything was underground. It was circular like this, but it was all underground, and then each level you went further down was more sterile and more clean. Reminds me a little bit of that. But it is a beautiful facility. I mean, there's plenty above the ground to see that's going to make it look absolutely gorgeous if they follow the artist's rendering here, which I'm sure they will. But now, when is this thing going to be complete? Sometime in 2016.
That looks like it. They're aiming for a completion time in 2016. Of course, I don't foresee any setbacks due to funding limitations, because again, Apple, they have a couple $100 billion in the bank. But there's no accounting for storms, inclement weather, earthquakes, everything that's prone to happen in California. Wildfires is a thing. So, assuming all goes as planned according to Apple, 2016.
Okay, there it is. Well,
which is coming sooner than you think.
I'll put it on my calendar. All right.
There you go.
Well, here's something for you to rejoice, you being the gamer person that you are. From Maximum PC again, Paula Lee. Grand Theft Auto 5 is probably still headed to the PC. Because rumors of Grand Theft Auto 5's cancellation on PCs have been greatly exaggerated, or so we hope. I mean, given how long Rockstar Games has been dragging its feet in porting Grand Theft Auto 5 over to the PC, it would have been easy to believe the rumor that it's been canceled, shelved, axed, dismissed with prejudice, etc. However, don't you believe it. Not only was the rumor a bit dubious to begin with, but Rockstar put most doubt to rest by reiterating that it still plans to bring Grand Theft Auto 5 to the PC. Rejoice. Let's backtrack a second here. At their sister site, Maximum PC's sister site, which is PC Gamer, and how they explained that the rumor originated from Fox Weekly, which brought attention to the fact that the chairman of marketing firm Rantic was concerned about Grand Theft Auto 5's release to PC because it's supposedly something Rockstar never wanted to do, but felt forced to do due to public demand. Well, there you go. It's worth mentioning that Rantic was founded by one of the marketing directors for Rockstar North, hence why some people viewed the information as credible. Going straight to the source, a user posed a question to Rockstar's support forum asking if the rumors pointing to a delay are true. He says, I'm also looking forward to the PC release. However, this release date has not changed. A support rep answered, please see our support article, Grand Theft Auto 5 release date on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC for the most recent information on this topic. Now, here's the thing. Support reps aren't always privy to decisions made by upper management, so the safest bet in these situations is to toe the company line with a canned response. Well, that's what the user got, along with a dated link back in June that indicated a fall release to PC as well as PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. That said, the original rumor wasn't all that strong to begin with, so we're mostly comfortable in viewing this as a confirmation that Rockstar's plans haven't changed. Summer just ended, after all, so there's plenty of time to make good on that promise. What do you think, Ben?
I think one of our chat room participants, Jonathan, has it exactly right. If you remember, Grand Theft Auto 5 was released about a year before the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, the next generation consoles came out. And a lot of people thought, oh, this is really going to hurt because who's going to buy games for a console that is about to be outdated in a year? Although it did very, very well. And then they come out this year. They wanted to bring it out for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, but Jonathan made the comment that as soon as you put it on PC, it becomes a million times easier to crack it, distribute it illegally, and pirate it.
Yeah.
So they're probably waiting until they get that that initial wave of original consoles sold, and then they're going to get the next generation console sold, and they're waiting until that dies down, and then they can release it for PC.
Okay. All right. Well.
So that's probably what they're going for. They're trying to minimize their losses due to pirating, but as long as it still comes out for PC, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's it. Obviously, the PC is going to be the best iteration because all the games on the PC are always so much better than what you have.
That's a broad statement to make, so I'm not going to jump on board with that.
I thought you agreed with that when we had Grayson Hamilton saying that the PC implementation of these games are always better than what you have on the
graphic wise.
Yeah,
gameplay wise, and quality of and just the quality of it, not always the case.
Because of the controller?
Because of the community of the controller. I mean, if you played Halo on a computer, let's say you play Halo 2 on a computer, that is nowhere near as good of an experience as Halo 2 on the original Xbox. The two had completely different communities. The graphics were different, and all that kind of thing. Yes, the graphics were probably better on computers, but just because it was made for the Xbox and the community was there and the gameplay was made for a controller, I would argue that it was better on the Xbox. While ports can be good, and 9 times out of 10 the PC version is going to be better graphics-wise on a computer, that doesn't mean the computer is the best place for all games. Otherwise, Xbox and PlayStation wouldn't even be out there. It would just be all computers.
Okay.
So,
Right.
yeah. So, looking forward to that one.
All right.
We have very, very little time, but I think people, especially people who like history, are really going to enjoy this one.
Okay.
This is from Paul Lilly, Maxim PC, and a scholar feeds over 12 million historic photos to Flickr.
Okay.
Flickr is that photo sharing, what have you. You can kind of look through everyone's photos, and so browse millions of copyright-free images spanning hundreds of years. The internet is a wonderful place filled with text, video, and images. Lots and lots of images. In fact, Yahoo's popular Flickr photo sharing service is the lucky recipient of millions of historical images plucked from 600 million library book page scanned in by the Internet Archive. Those interns must have had a ball this summer. So the project is spearheaded by this gentleman who began work on the massive undertaking while researching communications technology at Georgetown University as part of a fellowship sponsored by Yahoo. One thing that always bothered Litaru was the digitizing projects tend to focus on words while leaving out the pictures. It seems backwards. What he's doing is the exact opposite. He went so far as to write his own software to sidestep the way books had originally been digitized. According to the BBC, the Internet Archive used an optical character recognition program and to analyze all 600 million scanned pages and turn the image of each word into a searchable text, OCR. We have been over that many times on the show. The software could detect which part of pages were pictures, and it would discard them. His software taps into the process by taking the information and focusing on parts with that the original OCR ignored. Each one was then saved as a separate JPEG picture. His software also copied the caption for each image. The end result was a searchable database for more than 12 million historical copyright-free images available on Flickr. At present, Litaru has uploaded more than 2.6 million pictures, all of which you can browse at the link that they provided. So, yeah, Flickr. Go to Flickr and look for the Internet Archive book images account, and you will find 2.6 million images that are copyright free, all that good stuff, and are of great historical importance.
That is. I mean, look at that. That looks like in the picture of Napoleon's time. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they say hundreds of years. I mean, these pictures, they're not just, photographs taken in the 1900s, not photographs taken of 18 whatever. These are also illustrations that are, that were drawn in books and things like that. So you're getting pictures from way back when. As long as these books from Cambridge, were available, the picture is now available online.
Okay. Well, those of you find this interesting, there it is. I don't know if you can get access to it now.
Oh yeah, for sure. And they're all copyright free. So if you ever needed a 300-year-old picture of a buggy, you are in luck because they're everywhere.
Yes, they are. Well, we're pretty much out of time here. You can go to our website at computeramerica.com and check out all the things that we have to offer. Let me just take this moment to tell about our contest page. Under our first pull-down menu, interact, you'll see it says Enter Contest. We have our Logitech contest, which is up in full swing. This is the last time we're going to offer this particular suite of 3 prizes. But you can see them there. The third place prize, which is the liquid, which is the camera, the webcam. Also, the second place is their gaming mouse, and also the grand prize, which is the UE600 noise isolating earphones. Okay, valued at about $120. You can see all of the images there. Again, it's real simple. Just go there. You can click on each image if you want to see more details about the prize itself. But just send your full name, shipping address, and phone number. Put that in an email and send it to contest@computeramerica.com. The contest will end Friday, September the 12th, which is just a couple of weeks away, at 12 a.m. In the morning when we go off the air. And then the winners will be announced on the following Monday, which is September the 15th. We'll announce the 3 big winners, and then we will start the brand new Logitech
90 seconds.
So head over to our contest. Matter of fact, when you're there, check out all of our contests at ComputerAmerica.com. They have our show reminder winner of the week. Just enter in all of them. You'll have a lot of fun doing that, and you might win something really, really nice. Check it out at ComputerAmerica.com. And again, just go to our homepage at ComputerAmerica.com. Check out our new website. It's up. It's running. Very, very pleased with it. And check out all the features. And
let us know if we can improve in any way.
That's right. Let us know if you can do any other further improvements. It's always a work in progress. And thanks to Wix for providing this ability for us to create this new website. What's coming up on tomorrow night? It's Mike Cermak, the owner-operator of TechGuy.org, who's going to be with us in the first hour. Mike's always a lot of fun. We're going to talk about anything he likes to talk about. And we also have open phone lines where we answer your computer and technology questions. And, of course, in the second hour, more computer news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. So have a great evening, and Ben and I will see you tomorrow night. So until tomorrow night, this is Craig Crossman hoping that your hard disk never becomes floppy. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
All right. Well, thanks to everybody for watching, and I hope all of you had a nice holiday weekend. And
we apologize for some of the callers. Unfortunately, we cannot screen those before we get them on, but
yeah,
we'll
that
try
happens.
to be more diligent about that in the future.
Yeah, well, we'll do the best we can. It happens. And, that happens in all radio broadcasting. It can't be avoided.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yep. Okay, well, we'll all see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.